Hi, everybody. This is Danielle from Haverford Township Free Library, and I'm here to talk to you about Feed by M.T. Anderson. Feed is a young adult dystopian novel. Tends to be a lot of what I read. I'm learning that about myself there, but that's all right. If it's dystopian and it's young adult, put it together. It's usually something that I like, and this is no exception. This is Feed. Feed was published in 2002, won a lot of awards, including a finalist for the National Book Award for Young People's Literature. Set in the near future where people are implanted with an intracranial internet device. And the device knows where the person is at all times and uses their location to peddle nearby goods. So think of it as like if you have the Groupon app on your phone and then you have the GPS open on your phone. Sometimes you're driving along or walking along and your Groupon app will alert you that there's a deal nearby, like 0.1 miles away. There's a Groupon restaurant deal nearby. It's kind of like that. So while people are walking around, advertisements are just being bombarded at them in their brain, one after the other. They can also use it to talk with other people, to shop, and instant message other people, chat, just basically do everything on their feed that they would do in normal life. It's implanted when they're an infant. The story is told from a point of view of the main character, Titus, who's just an average teenage boy. And the other main character is Violet, who, unlike Titus, is not average. Violet questions the feed and conformity in general. She's worried about the political and environmental state of the earth because the earth right now, at that point in the book, is just in environmental turmoil, and big corporations own everything, including like the clouds in the sky. Clouds are trademarked. School is trademarked. Corporations just run everything. She fights the feed from developing a consumer profile on her, which makes her unreliable. And the consumer profile is a lot like when you are searching for something online and then all of a sudden you see advertisements for that item all over the place on your news feed or on your Facebook page or wherever you're looking. There's an advertisement for something that you were searching for. It's a lot like that. They take the items that the person buys and then start to develop their consumer profile. So she purposely fights that by searching for random things that have nothing to do with each other and then purposely doesn't purchase them so that they cannot make a consumer profile on her. Problems begin when Violet's feed is hacked while on spring break and it begins to malfunction. She didn't have the feed implanted when she was an infant like everybody else. She had it done when she was 7 years old, and waiting until she was older presented more of a risk. And because the feed is part of the brain and it's malfunctioning, Violet's body starts to shut down. Her family can't afford the surgery needed to replace her device, so they petition one of the mega billion corporations and ask if they would sponsor Violet's surgery. And because Violet has such an unreliable consumer profile, they feel like it makes her a bad investment, so she doesn't get sponsored for her surgery. Feed was published in 2002. 5 years before the first iPhone debuted, but somehow seems more relevant today than it was 18 years ago now, 2020, Danielle, 18 years ago. So do you see the future heading in this direction? And if so, would you accept a brain implant that fed you advertisements, but that also allowed you to stay connected with absolutely everybody that you wanted to stay connected with? Within a moment's notice? I think it is a lot more relevant today than it was 18 years ago because I do see the future heading in this direction. I don't think I will be alive for any sort of brain implant, but it seems to be getting closer to that. I just hope I'm not around for it. So that was Feed by M.T. Anderson. If you like dystopian novels, if you like young adult novels, and if you like to put them both together, I highly recommend that you read Feed. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.